I'm not even going to continue reading this because this is absolutely horrible. Um, this isn't real. Like, this just isn't real. If it is, whoever certified it didn't read the fucking thing. Um, it already looks like this is something else that a lot of people can't fucking tell. A lot of this shit looks like it's photoshopped onto a document. You can see, like, if you've looked at computer screens long enough, you can see strange, weird pixelation around words and shit, which is um, pretty much an identifying clue that this has been photoshopped because it's a digital stamp. And when you stamp something digitally, it leaves pixelation around it. Uh, in this, I mean, I can just see it. I can see it around shit. And anyway, I've had enough of these in my day. And first off, his name is Kenneth C. Griffin, I believe. And that would be how this would need to be presented for one. It has to be the full name of the plaintiff. And there's just, it literally looks like somebody got mad and wrote a fucking just fake complaint. Um, I'm not getting into it. I'm debunking this already. This is not going anywhere. This is bullshit. Don't get excited about it. It's not even it doesn't have the proper layout at all of of what you would want to see in a case where someone's actually being sued or whatever the case may be. A lawyer did not draft this. This was personally drafted by whoever the fuck Donahue George is, and there's so many run-on sentences and just not even complete sentences. Like, it states its subject in the beginning of the sentence and then says some other dumb little words and then restates the same subject in the same sentence. Uh, I don't know who the fuck verified this. If this is probably not real either. Um, but I'm sure this is going to start floating around everywhere. It just popped up on my Google that they were being sued, so I decided to look into it. And absolutely none of this is drafted by an attorney. So a real attorney, a legitimate one, it would eat this up anyway if it was real, and it would be tossed out immediately. Um, there's nothing specifically cited. There's a couple things that they tried to make look legally legit, but I'm not even going to finish reading it. I got a couple pages in, and it's like, this is ridiculous. So don't get super stoked over this. I guess while we're here, we can look at fucking AMC, see what it's doing. Yeah, this was, I was going to make a video earlier, and I literally kind of figured this was going to happen. There was no volume today. None. None in the morning on a Friday, and we're fighting to get to 35 and 34, and everyone that bought all those contracts is just doesn't care. It's like, fuck it, I'll just give them my money. Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of here. But there's no volume this morning, and that was something else I talked about, was how there's a misunderstanding of the T2 settlement system. And this is the problem that people have, because they like the only information you get, unless you are watching it intraday, is what they report at the end of the day. What they reported as settled, the buys, the sells, whatever was done gets reported at the end of that day. Uh, if they did it today. It doesn't say what time they did it today. They could very easily be delaying buy orders all day and only putting through sell orders to scare people, make people sell, push this price lower at the beginning of the day, and then start putting through the buy orders. So that way, at the end of the day, when the settlement numbers come out, it shows an equal amount of buying, selling, whatever, and no one's looking into it to even try to think that this is some sort of tactic that could be utilized by whoever, whatever. But I figured that we might see this when this went down here, and that they didn't drastically short it down to 32. And I noticed there was no fucking volume, none. the T2 settlement system means they have up to 2 days to process and settle this shit. Just because it goes into your account doesn't mean that all that information in your buy is immediately sent straight to the exchange. Um, that doesn't have to happen. So they could do it anytime throughout the day, anytime over the next 2 days. I mean, they wouldn't be able to get away with like every 2 days only putting sell orders through and then eventually putting buy orders through. That would be noticeable with the settlement numbers at the end of the day. Um, but that was something I thought would probably happen because that's what it looked like, just low volume, making this looks like a Wednesday, and absolutely no buying pressure when all of the contracts are at 35, 34, and people need to get there. And this should have been like just a battling out day. I figured it was going to get close to 35, and they would try to short it. And I think that they don't have the shorts to do anything significant damage wise. So that would be the only other option is to maybe today's fucking dark pool data is going to show 70+% volume again in the dark pool. I don't know. But if not, that's something that can be done that no one talks about. The T2 settlement system, like the information that is showing on this is not necessarily from today, like immediately from today. It's whenever they finish settling the bullshit and it's all cleared, and this may be that's what I think they did today. Just delayed the buys. They'll put them through, but towards the end of the day, shake people out, scare people, get as many people to sell off as they can to prevent fucking getting up to 35 or over 35. Time is it? Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I figured this was going to happen. I don't think we're going to get close to 35 unless we get some sort of significant fucking push here soon. This little stair-stepping shit is not going to be enough to get there because they can still short. And if it gets up over 34, I'm sure that they will start shorting more significantly. But this is that bullshit. This is what I'm talking about. This is why the government has to be involved. They have to be regulating this. You do not have to be a genius, and you do not have to be watching this every day to know the numbers on AMC, like how much is owned by retail. You look at the options chain, see where retail wants to get to. And, looking at the first 2 days of the week, this thing just trying to make a run towards 40. But then, all of a sudden, no one wants to buy anymore. Nobody's concerned about their option contracts or anything. Like it's wild, man. It is. It's wild. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It was nice. I saw Trey's video. It was nice to finally see them motherfuckers talking about the high frequency trading systems and how they can use them to keep trading back and forth at lower prices to push the price down, like I fucking said over 2 months ago, and was trying to tell them. But none of them want to talk about that shit then. None of them wanted to speak about it when it was, blatantly happening, because that's what was happening during June when they were crushing us down, was high frequency trading shit. It wasn't, the blatant delaying of orders and the crazy shorting that was to follow. Now they're talking about it, so it was crazy. But I wouldn't get too stoked for this. This is a straight up manipulated day. But we'll see how options play out still. The one for next week. We'll see if maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday again brings some buying pressure. Because there was obviously some buying pressure in the pre-market, pushing this thing up to almost 34.50 when we opened. We'll see. We know there's still fuckery going on, and there's fuckery that's going to continue to go on. It's just not happening as much. It's being able to time it, being able to catch the days where, you're not stuck in this lull-ass bullshit. And this is why I've strictly said, be careful, be cautious, and take it day by fucking day. Day by day. Do not start buying long contracts yet or any of that shit. If you're buying shares or whatever when it's low on the dip, sure, do your thing. But that was another thing, Trey talking about day trading this thing now. Like, oh, he doesn't agree with it. It's not his thing, but he understands, people are trying to make money because, because a bunch of people lost it. We didn't bail on the second like some other people did. But, I mean, this is it. You want to see manipulation at its finest? This is it. No volume, just none. No buy volume. Let me put it that way. There's volume, but it's all when it's being sold. There is no fucking buy volume at all, and that just does not make sense. None. Very important day for retail. Week starts out heading to fucking 40 with buy pressure, and then on the most important day, no one wants to buy. Hey, get the fuck out of here, man. Why is that, kids? Because Big Brother is managing this. That's why. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks or says. It just does not make sense. So, we'll see what happens. Got a couple hours left, but don't get your hopes up. I seriously doubt they'll even let it get, if it gets over 34, it's not going to be by much. I seriously doubt it. There would need to be someone stepping in, or they are delaying orders today as much as they can to try to get to a certain number for sell-offs, because we get front ran all the time. They know who's buying, how much is being bought. They know ahead of time, and they can calculate the numbers, like where this needs to be at in order for those buys to be put through and it not reach a certain number. So good luck with today. But yeah, that's the shit that bugs me that no one's talking about. Like, the common sense. The week starts out shooting towards 40. People are buying. There's all these contracts at 35, 34. And on the biggest day, nobody came to work. On the day that matters most, nobody fucking showed up today. Fuck out of here, man. This shit's funny to watch sometimes.